Hey everyone, welcome back to Financial Futures. In today's video, we're diving into some unbelievable information regarding monthly dollar amounts of $227, $784, and $1,069. We'll discuss what this means for low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries of Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, VA, and RRB benefits. Let's get into it. Alright, now I want to share with you the details of a new report that has just been released. The surprising dollar amounts I'm about to reveal are on a monthly basis. But before we dive into the numbers, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do these figures align with your personal experiences? Let me know in the comments below. If you're comfortable sharing, I'd love to read your feedback to understand how everyone is coping with these changes. These dollar amounts are causing a massive issue for low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries. So, with that said, let's jump into it. This information might be shocking, but at the same time, it could be something we've all felt over the past few years. But before we get started, can I ask a huge favor? If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button down below. It's totally free, and I'm here for you every single day. I'm watching the headlines, doing the research, advocating on your behalf, answering questions, and doing anything I can to help you out financially. It's really tough out there, especially for those on low and fixed incomes, as you'll see from what I'm about to share. Alright, let's talk about the details of this report. Presently, as we sit here in 2024, and looking back over the last few years, one consistent factor we've all faced is inflation. Higher prices on everything. We don't need to be in a special area to experience this, it's a nationwide issue. Inflation has been rampant, with prices rising rapidly. It's incredibly frustrating, and we're all ready for prices to stabilize. But unfortunately, that's not likely to happen anytime soon. Now, let's break down what this report reveals about the past 3 years. Over the last year, the average household is spending an extra $227 per month compared to the same time last year. This isn't from buying luxury items, it's on necessities like rent, utilities, gas, groceries, and healthcare. Has your income increased by $227 a month to match this? Probably not. Most people haven't seen such a significant increase in their income. Now, looking back 2 years, households are spending an extra $784 per month. Again, this is for the same goods and services. Our money is simply worth less due to inflation. And over the last 3 years, households are spending an extra $1,069 per month. That's over $12,000 a year more on the same things we bought 3 years ago. This is why so many people are struggling financially. So, what does this mean for those on low and fixed incomes? If your income hasn't increased to cover these rising costs, the only option is to cut back on spending. It's a tough situation, and it's not sustainable for many people. We're also dealing with shrinkflation, paying more for less. A smaller box of cereal for a higher price, for example. This compounds the financial strain on households. I hope this information helps you understand what's going on and why it's so challenging right now. If you want to share your experiences in the comments, I'd love to read them. Remember, you're not alone in this struggle. Now let's jump into our second topic. What everyone gets wrong about Social Security and why there's so much confusion surrounding this program. I've got all the details right here for you. Let's get into it. Alright, so there's a lot of confusion about Social Security. If you've been watching the videos here on the channel, or if you've been reading information or seeing videos elsewhere, you know that there are tons of proposals, ideas, concepts, plans, pieces of legislation, the list goes on and on of all the different things they want to do to Social Security. Are they going to do all of this? None of it? Some of it? What's the situation here, and why? That's a big question as well. Why are they doing this? Why are they talking about all of this? I think we all want to know that too. Why are they trying to fix something that may not be broken? Well, here's the situation. Right now, Social Security is technically not broken. The program is working great. Beneficiaries are getting checks. About 70 million people get benefits from Social Security every single month. It seems really good, right? So, what's broken with the program? Besides the fact that some beneficiaries are getting benefits significantly below what they need, the raises are not high enough, and it's leaving some seniors and people with disabilities behind. There are a lot of different things about the program that could certainly be fixed. I totally 100% agree with that. However, what is the main reason why they want to reform Social Security? To avoid insolvency. That's literally the reason why. If we had no threat of insolvency in the next, call it, 9 years, they wouldn't be introducing all these different changes to Social Security. They'd just be saying, leave it alone, don't touch the program, it's fine, we don't need to make any changes to it. Right? That's exactly what would be going on. But since we're faced with this whole idea of potential insolvency, in other words, the trust fund being completely dry, all the money being gone, distributed to the beneficiaries and so on, they have to act. So, what is the trust fund? Think of it this way, it's a savings account. They call it a trust fund, but that's what it is. It has a bunch of money in it. According to the most recent Social Security Board of Trustees report, it's about $2.78 trillion. That's a lot of money, right? But it's projected to be completely out of money in about 10 years, 9 years, give or take a little bit based on the reports you look at. So, now what happens then? Do we just kiss Social Security goodbye? No, that's not what happens whatsoever. In the event the trust fund runs dry, benefits do not end. Benefits are not going anywhere at that time. That is where the whole cuts to benefits would come in. According to the most recent Social Security Board of Trustees report, benefits would be cut by about 21%. Let me explain. If someone is receiving a $1,000 monthly benefit, insolvency hits, and they need to cut benefits by 21%, that $1,000 monthly benefit reduces to $790, a $210 decrease. Life goes on, but it's not ideal. We don't want this to happen, but if it does, we'll still get benefit checks. But how can they pay out benefits when there's no money in the trust fund? They can, because they're still collecting money through Social Security payroll taxes, 6.2% from the employee, another 6.2% from the employer, a total of 12.4%. This money comes in and is pushed right back out to beneficiaries. The problem is the output is more than the input. So, what do we want to see? Strong employment, strong income, a large labor participation rate. The more people paying in through Social Security payroll taxes, the more money coming into the trust fund, pushing out insolvency. The most recent labor participation rate numbers came in at 62.5%. If we can bump that number up, it means more people working and paying into the trust fund. One last point. If the Social Security Administration combines the two trust funds, the Disability Trust Fund and the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund, it would push out insolvency until 2035, giving us about 2 more years of solvency. But to do that, they need to change the law. So, long story short, if we want Social Security to survive for many more years and decades into the future, it needs an injection of cash. How they do that isn't for me to decide. If I were a betting kind of person, which I am, here's what I anticipate. 1 to 2 years before insolvency hits, lawmakers will pass some piece of legislation, instruct the Federal Reserve to print up a couple $2 trillion, and hand it over to Social Security. That's how I think they'll get out of this. Thanks for sticking around for this important discussion. If you liked it, please subscribe down below, like the video, and share it. Until next time, this is Financial Futures signing off.